Marami ang nagbago sa nakalipas na 2 taon. Ngunit kung may isang bagay na hindi mo maaalis sa ugali ng mga Pinoy sports fans, ito ay ang ating pagmamahal sa larong basketball. Ngayong araw, ating sasalubungin ang pagbabalik ng live collegiate.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space.
Collegiate Athletic Association now being broadcasted live by the country's biggest TV network, GMA. Hello mga kapuso at mabuhay Pilipinas! Mula po dito sa loob ng St. Benilde Gym sa Salle Green Hills. Ang ating unang laban in over 2 years sa Season 97 ng NCAA. Stronger together, buo ang puso. We have CSB, the host school, and their Blazers going to battle against the defending champions of men's basketball, ang Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights. Yan po ang ating unang laban, and later on at 7:05 p.m. mapapanood po natin ang Sunbury University Red Lions who will take on the LPU Pirates. Hello once again mga kapuso, ako po ang inyong lingkod, Anton Rojas, and joining us today to break down this first historic game of GMA with the NCAA is a young man who first learned how to shoot first inside this very gym, Mikey Reyes.
I'm so happy to be back, not only in Salle Green Hills, but in the NCAA. New season, new network, same energy, same passion. Man, I can't wait to get this going.
Homecoming for you, homecoming for the players, and especially the sports fans that we are welcoming back to watching live collegiate basketball games. But it's not just us. Our family is getting bigger din. Dito sa GMA, makakasama natin at Courtside 2 of our 13 new Courtside reporters. Chantal Laude reporting for Alma Mater, the College of St. Benilde. And over on the other side, future lawyer reporting for the defending champions, Letran Knights, and Gabriel. So later on, we will hear from both Chantal and Anne sa kanilang mga updates for both squads. But Mikey, the players are raring to go, and we can't wait to get this show on the road.
Oh man, St. Benilde, Letran, a lot of things na madidiscover natin dito sa ating season. Again, that was a 2-year layoff. But one thing is for sure, excited na itong mga players natin makipagbakbakan dito.
This is the OG Collegiate Basketball League in the Philippines, now being broadcast in the biggest TV network in the Philippines, and GMA. This is NCAA Season 97, Stronger Together, buo ang puso.
NCAA family. Kaya naman sa puntong ito, kilalanin natin ang dalawa pang bagong courtside reporters na napili para sa Season 97 dito sa Chatbox. Kasama natin si Lance Santiago at Aya De Quiroz.
Hey!
Hi!
Hey! Gusto mo yung hi?
Hi!
Hey!
Taas ng energy daw.
Taas ng energy. Hello, Aya. Hello, Lance. Hi. And welcome to the NCAA family and GMA. Thank you. Kamusta? Kamusta yung feelings natin? Let's go to Aya first kasi you are a returning.
Greeting you live from inside the St. Benilde Gym here in Salle Green Hills. It is opening day of the country's OG Collegiate Sports League, the National Collegiate Athletic Association. It's been more than 2 years, Mikey, and we are back, brand new home, GMA, and we see the defending champions, Colegio de San Juan de Letran, hunting for their 19th men's basketball crown.
The heavy favorites coming into this season, and rightfully so. Malakas na nga sila last year. Yes, may mga nawala. Pero yung pumasok naman, kilalang kilala itong mga to, Anton. And we are raring to go. Especially yung host school naman natin This will be a big win for them if ever they come out victorious. This could be a statement win to start the season for St. Benilde.
And every game counts because as we will be discussing later on sa ating coverage, the format for this year's NCAA Season 97, it's no longer a double round robin. As my high school coach, Mancom Chairman Dax Castellano would say, this season will be short but intense.
Oh yeah, one round, first time ever yan sa NCAA. And also, mamaya pag-uusapan natin, medyo may bago din tayo sa Final Four natin. 6 teams will have a chance to make it good sa huling Final Four natin kasi magkakaroon tayo ng play-in for the 5th and 6th place teams.
Starting off with our first game for today's doubleheader, featuring this year's host, the Salle-College of St. Benilde Blazers, going up against the season 95 champions, the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights. And now, let's meet the starters of both teams. First, for the College of St. Benilde Blazers. At center, number 27, Letran. At point guard, number 26, J.C. Couliar. Shooting guard, number 7, Robbie David. At power forward, number 6, Joshua Marquez. And also at forward, number 0, Will Dawson. Head coach of the College of St. Benilde Blazers is Charles G. And now make way for the starting lineup of the Colegio de San Juan de Letran Knights. Shooting guard number 38, Red Paraiso. Small forward number 23, Alan Wiener. At center number 18,
well, you talked about the Stars, Mikey. The Stars are finally ready to shine once again. This is the breeding ground for the future superstars of Philippine basketball, and you see the big names added to both squads, CSB and Letran.
Look at this starting 5 for St. Benilde. Halos wala na yung starters nila from the last season. Couliar will start at guard coming from the UE Red Warriors. Sa kabila naman, eto na, Fran Yu. And as we were saying kanina, may mga bago sa Letran. They will come off the bench, talking about Renz Abando, Brent Paraiso, and of course, Christian Fajarito.
And of course, we have the ceremonial toss bago magsimula ang historic Season 97 first live collegiate basketball games under GMA. And we have our special guest, Attorney Cinderella Filipina Benitez Haro, the Executive Director of the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED. And of course, that's Brother Dodo, Brother Edmundo Fernandez FSC of the NCAA Policy Board of De La Salle College of St. Benilde.
Season 97, Mr. Dax Castellano.
And this is my favorite guy inside the gym right now, my high school coach, Coach Dax Castellano. So proud of this man, now the Management Committee Chairman of the NCAA.
Baga siya na ang bida ngayon dito sa NCAA, especially being the host school. Coach Dax will lead the ceremonial toss, and a lot of changes here in the NCAA. Sabi nga natin, new network, but I'm so excited because kitang-kita naman yung presentation at talagang binuo ng GMA para mahatid sa inyo ang NCAA. Again, the oldest collegiate league in the Philippines. And Letran and St. Benilde will kick things off here in season 97. 97 na, brother.
97th, brother. Imagine that. You know, from where we are sitting, we are looking at the matchups, and I see Fran Yu and J.C. Couliar. This is going to be an explosive matchup at the point guard spot.
Oh, for sure. They know each other. I'm sure they've seen each other in numerous leagues before the pandemic. At ngayon, magkikita sila dito. If I'm not mistaken, nagkaabot pa sila sa ibang college. Itong si Fran Yu and si Couliar. Kita mo naman, nag-uusap sila bago mag-jump ball.
It is the tallest player in the NCAA, 6'9", Ladis Lepalam, jumping it up against Sanggalang. And Lepalam, this is also a homecoming of sorts for him dahil dati siyang player ng LSGH na nag-champion pa sa NCAA Juniors.
Dito nagpa-practice yan si Lepalam, but here comes Letran. Misses that first try on the jumper para kay Brent Paraiso.
One of the new recruits para sa defending champions, Brent Paraiso. Coach Bonnie Tan wanting to get him going right away.
And there's something I noticed kagad kay Brent siya kay Renz. Mukhang pinakalbo ang mga rookie ng Letran. New look eh.
And Fran Yu comes up with the interception off of that Gozum pass intended for Colliar. Mr. Fantastic zumizigzag sa loob. Binaba ang bola. Sanggalang linabas dito kay Paraiso. Look at the ball movement of the Knights. Yu, binangga. Mina, 3-and-D player, too strong. Bola pa rin. Nasa Letran pero naagaw ng Benilde.
You gotta commend the defense of the Blazers, forcing Letran to 2 outside jumpers sa unang dalawang possession nila.
And this is what Colliar was talking about, trying to slow down the game. Spoke to him yesterday, asked him about the difference between the JC Colliar from 2 years ago and the Colliar now who's the team captain of St. Benilde.
Siguradong malaki ang difference those 2 years. It's either you got better or you stayed the same. And we will see that here in season 97 para sa ating NCAA. Letran, second chance possession dito.
The Knights are letting it fly, Mikey. Already 3 attempts from the 3-point arc. And in recent memory, kilala talaga ang Letran bilang isang 3-point shooting squad.
They lost a lot of shooters though due to graduation. You're talking about Jeric Balanza, Bonbon Batilier, and 3 big guys na talagang nakipagtulungan dun sa ilalim, lalo na nung nag-champion sila. Ato Ular, Larry Muyang, and Christian Balagasa. A totally new squad, but still the heavy favorites dito sa ating 97 season.
Still with 9 players from that season 95 championship squads. That's championship squad rather, and not to mention a lot of them, 12 to be exact, played in a professional league with a special license last December.
Comes Allen Mina, another 3. Di pa rin makaputas dito ang Letran. 0-4 from the outside.
Gozum tumatakbo on the break. Pinasa kay Colliar. Recovered by St. Benilde. Floater on the way. Still no go. Lepalam. Offensive rebound. Put back does not go, but he is fouled. He will head to the line for 2.
A chance for Lepalam to start the scoring here for season 97. I was talking to Fran Yu just yesterday asking him about his new squad. Sabi nga niya, itong si Louis Sanggalang, abangan daw natin. Basically, siya daw ang pumalit kay Larry Muyang sa kanilang lineup. Yung role ni Larry Muyang, si Louis Sanggalang daw ang asahan nila.
Larry Muyang averaging 12.7 points per game and 7 rebounds per contest. Pero yung beefiness sa ilalim ni Larry Muyang, yung kailangan dito ng Letran. But Sanggalang looks like he beefed up as well.
Also guys, walang foreign athletes this season.
Yun.
So talagang yung mga Pinoy big men natin magpapakitang gilas. Isa na to dito.
Gozum with the first basket for season 97. Will Gozum, welcome to the College of St. Benilde and the NCAA.
Welcome back to the NCAA. Will Gozum starts things off for us here. And we know that he will be the face ng St. Benilde now that Justin Gutang is not in green and white anymore.
Used to be the face of the Malayan Red Robins, former juniors MVP. And interestingly, kalaban niya si Ladis Lepalam in the finals a couple of years ago.
At ngayon, magkakampi na sila dito, nagtutulungan para kay Coach Charles Tew. Here comes Brett Paraiso.
Paraiso, pinangga sa ere, could not convert. Blazers are running. Naive titira mula sa labas. At babalik ang bola sa panig ng mga Letranista.
Not the best shooting display for both teams. Sama na natin siya. 2 years ba namang nabakante? I mean, at the end of the day, Antonies, nag-practice sila for a couple of months, maybe weeks. Nagkaroon ng mga pailan-ilan tune na, pero iba pa din pag nandito ka na in season. Knockout play?
Sanggalang, unable to convert. Team captain Ambohot comes up with a rebound. At double dribble ang tinawag dito sa Letran.
Mukhang may takip yung ring ng Letran dito. Still, no go dun sa short stop dun ni Louis Sanggalang.
Nakita po ninyo si Coach Bonnie Tan, his 6th season as a head coach in the NCAA. Coached 4 years for LPU, now in his 2nd coaching year for the Knights. Gozum, blocked by Sanggalang. Pero mananatili ang bola dito sa CSB.
Ayun ang kitang-kita natin kay Luis Sangalang here in the first minutes of the first. He will contribute on the defensive end. Talagang matibay. Actually, tinanong ko si Franyo kung related ba to kay Ian Sangalang. Hindi daw, pero may ganung galaw din.
And that's a holding foul called on Franyo. Ayan na. Nakikis-kisa na yung dalawa, Franyo and Cullar. This is Tondo versus Rome, Italy.
Ano yan? Batang Tondo, Franyo. And also nagbago yung role ni Franyo, Anton. If you can remember, he wasn't the starting point guard in the track.
I know, when I looked at the stats last night, he only started 7 out of the 23 games, Mikey.
And most of those, semis na, finals na. Nung first round, second round, halos hindi nagsa-start itong si Franyo.
Kaya very deceiving kung tignan mo yung averages niya from season 95. We know Franyo is a whole different animal right now. Gozum, wild shot. Mina trying to corral that loose ball. Ang Bohot tumatakbo. Franyo hinihingi ang bola. He gets it from Mina.
Oh, he needs to do something here. Talking about Franyo, wala pang napupuntahan ang opensa dito ng Letran. 4 minutes na ang lumilipas, hindi pa sila nakakapuntos.
And we have the first substitution of the season coming in for the College of St. Benilde for the first time in the NCAA. Coming all the way from Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, played college ball for the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, a Division I school, AJ Benson. And on the other side, one of the most hyped-up rookies in Philippine collegiate basketball history, now wearing a Letran jersey, Renz Abando.
Siya pa din yan, mga kaibigan. Nakalbo lang, pero siya pa din yan. Renz Abando making his debut here in the NCAA at hindi pa rin makabutas dito ang Letran.
Benson kontra Abando. Benson, wild shot, too strong. Corteza still can't find the mark. Ang Bohot battling in the paint. Finally corrals that loose ball. At eto na si Renz for 3. Benson comes up with a board.
But you gotta love the aggressiveness there of Renz Abando. Obviously, he has that green light from Coach Bonnie. Benson, agresibo din sa kabila.
Abando comes up with a board. These players are battling. Nothing easy in the NCAA. This is NCAA basketball, my friends. And we have a timeout. It is opening day of season 97 of the OG Collegiate Sports League in the country. We'll be back. We are live from the St. Benilde Gym here in the Salle Green Hills. Our coverage live on GTV and all over the world via GMA Pinoy TV with live streaming on gmanetwork.com. This is season 97 of the NCAA. Letran, hinahanap pa rin ang kanilang unang puntos ngayong season. Abando, nakalusot! What a shot by Renz Abando. Welcome to the NCAA.
He couldn't connect from the outside. All the way si Renz Abando doon. And what a reverse layup there for Renz Abando. Finding the place on the defense.
That was a deep reverse layup if I ever saw one. Renz Abando with a half spin, splitting the D. and scoring with the undergoal stab.
Si Coach Hammer ang partner mo, bumbilya shot yun, Anton.
Nagpalit lang ng bumbilya. Mamaya makasama po ninyo si Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio, and of course, Martin Javier warming up for the second game today. San Beda versus LPU at 7:05 p.m. Ambohot, wild shot. Carlos comes up with a board. Prince Carlos, binigay kay Benson. Benson for 3. Wala pa rin. Carlos tracks down the loose ball. Lepalam thought about the 3. Sanggalang steals the ball away. Mark Sanggalang, umarangkada. Sanggalang, too strong.
Okay, medyo meron talagang first game jitters. Kala natin mawawala in the first few minutes of the game. Pero with 4:22 remaining, we're still at 2 apiece. Look at this. This should have been an easy layup para kay Luis Sanggalang. Could have been his first bucket in the NCAA. Malakas yung layup niya doon.
Gigil pa kasi yung mga players. You know, we're we're seated close to the Letran bench, and one of the things I heard from Coach Bonitan's mouth was, relax.
Gigil eh. 2 years nag-antay. Puro Zoom training eh. Napagod sa Zoom training yung mga bata. And here comes Olivario, one of the veteran point guards ng Letran.
Olivario scooping it up.
Pero nandun yung mga galaw eh.
Well,
Hindi lang ma-shoot.
It's like riding a bike. It's just sa finish eh. And maybe the court. You have experience here. You have experience here, Mikey.
Actually, shinare ko sa story ko ngayon eh.
Mahirap makashoot dito.
If you know, mayroon pa ka-shoot dito sa Lasal Green Hills. So it'll take a lot of getting used to. But, you know, you can't make it an excuse. You can't have that. I'm sure they had practices here as teams before the game. We will see kung sino una maka-adjust.
Guarino now in the game, also part of that last Letran championship squad. Power move by Javillonar. Napaatras doon si Gozum pero offensive foul daw, sabi ng ating referee.
Paolo Javillonar, one of the guys na asahan din ng Letran with the exit of 3 bigs na talagang parte nung rotation nila nung sila ay nag-champion. Paolo Javillonar, Luis Sanggalang, and of course, Geo Ambohot, yun ang mga inaabangan. And Christian Farito, na lumipat from St. Benilde.
Yup. Oh, grabe talaga yung mga kwento ng ating mga manlalaro dito sa NCAA. Benson runs into traffic. Dinabas ang bola. Carlos back to Benson. Benson for 3. Benson with his first basket in the NCAA.
AJ Benson, inaasahan din yan, inaabangan. One of the more hyped rookies this season. But this guy right here, this guy ain't a rookie, bro. This guy ain't a rookie.
But he's going for the Rookie of the Year award. Dito sa NCAA, if you're playing in the league for the first time, you are eligible to win that Rookie of the Year award. Larry Muyang, imagine that. He was once Rookie of the Year.
Brother, Olwell Oraimi nga nag-Rookie of the Year.
All right, let's go quickly now for the first report of Ann Gabriel para sa panig ng Letran. Ann?
Coming to this season, napakataas na expectations ng NCAA sa ating Letran na bukod nga na sila ang ating defending champions. Powerhouse team pa ang kanilang nabuo coming to this season. Of course, with veterans such as Fran Yu at mga bagong addition sa team, Renz Abando, Bren Paraiso, at marami pang iba. Pero syempre, aminado si Coach Bonita na may mga challenges, may mga pinagdaanan sila tulad na lamang ng recent pandemic at medyo hindi ganun kahaba nilang pagde-training. Ganun pa man, very positive si Coach na talagang lalaban at dedepensahan ng mga Letranista ang kanilang corona. Ika nga ng kanilang kapitan na si Geo Ambot, hindi namin basta-basta ibibigay ang championship sa iba. Such powerful words coming from our Captain Ball, di ba Anton, Mikey?
You heard from our future lawyer working at Courtside, and Gabriel representing the Letran Knights today.
So many people right now watching on TV. Matthew Siaf, assistant coach yan, former assistant coach ng Lasal Green Hills. Of course, yun ang juniors counterpart ng St. Benilde Blazers. Sidney Alizar is also watching na minamahal ni Brent Paraiso, making his debut here with the Letran Knights.
Maraming salamat. Spread the word. Let everybody know that the NCAA is back. Coach Hammer, nag-comment na agad. Sabi niya, pati Sam Ekwe, nag-Rookie of the Year.
Sama Equi nag-rookie. Ganun dito sa NCAA. Kaya naman, laban-laban. Basta first-year player ka, may pag-asa kang mag-rookie of the year. So can you imagine Renz Abando and Brent Paraiso are both competing for that award? Oops! Sayang.
Let's go quickly right now to Chantal Laude, who's reporting for Alma Mater CSB today. Chantal?
Anton, Mikey, kung tutuusin is going to be a big challenge for the Benilde Blazers considering they're going against the defending champions. Sabi nga kanina ng team captain na si JC Collar, instead of feeling pressure, ginagawa nila itong source of strength and motivation. Napaganda nga lang sinabi niya na malaki ang respeto nila sa magagaling na players sa kabilang partido pero wala silang kinakatakutan. Galing ang pananaw na ito sa kanilang coach, si Coach Charles Chu, na sinabi you can only focus on what you can control. Kaya na nga abangan natin for this game kung kaya nga bang kontrolin ng Benilde ang kanilang game with a strong mindset and a smart game plan. Anton and Mikey?
Alam mo, Chantal, I have no doubt in Coach Charles Tiu that he can control his team. Na-control nga niya si Ronaldo Balkman, si Lamar Odom, si Andre Blatch. If he can control those guys, he can sure control this CSB squad.
And we all know that he was the assistant, the first assistant to Coach T.Y. Tang, who had to leave and migrated na to Canada for personal reasons. So Charles Tiu stepped up and brother, sobrang deserving naman na. It's high time that he has his own college team. And this is going to be a big challenge for him. Tried to lead St. Benilde to their first Final Four in 20 years. Nagulat ako nung sinabi mong 20 years na pala.
2002, season 78, the MVP that year was Sunday Salvacion. CSB made it to the finals but lost to San Sebastian. And guess who was the finals MVP of San Sebastian? Leo Nahorda.
Leo Nahorda.
Nag-inover pa natin.
Nag-inover pa natin.
Tsaka recently, naglalaro pa si Kuya Leo.
Laro pa. Totoo. And we were talking about it before the coverage. And I was like, so yung last Final Four nila, si Sunday Salvacion, Ron Capati, Al Magpayo. But don't get me wrong, a lot of great talents have come through that St. Benilde program. Jonathan Gray, Carlo Lastimosa, diba? Sobrang dami. Paulo Urbeta, Lou Abad. Recently lang, Justin Gutang. So now, tingnan natin kung kakayanin nila makasingit sa Final Four finally.
And the past two seasons, they finished at 5th. So they're on the brink of making it to the Final Four. And they believe that this can be their year, being that they are the host school of the 97th season of the NCAA. Here's Abando. Abando so smooth with that basketball. Nadepensahan siya doon. Paraiso from way out. Brent Paraiso short. Shovel pass, Havillonar. Naghahanap ng kakampi. Dinabas kay Olivario. 8 segundo. Natitira sa shot clock. Olivario puts it up and in!
Finish there para kay Tommy Olivario. Another vet for Letran producing here in the first.
A two-time NCAA champion, Tommy York Olivario, ties the game up at 8.
Hi, I'm AJ Benson. I'm 25 years old. I'm 6'4". I play the forward/guard position for the CSB Blazers. It's a privilege to do that for my brother/pinsan, Justin Gutang. You're gonna see all our work that we put in, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Warren Bonifacio, 23 years old, 6'4", forward from the Mapua Cardinals. Taga San Simon, Pampanga. Bonnie lang yung tawag sa akin, Bonnie. Bukod sa basketball, habis ko yung paglalaro ng computer games. Tapos yun, yung pag-programming dahil computer engineering ako. Kaya yun, naging hobby.
Alright, Mikey, pag-usapan na natin ang ating bagong tournament format para sa NCAA Season 97.
Well, number 1 guys, single round robin tayo. Alam ko sanay tayo sa double round, but this season lang, single round robin and 6 teams will advance. 2 teams sigurado nang papasok ng Final Four, that's 1 and 2. 3 and 4 will go up against each other, and then we will have a play-in for 5th and 6th place teams. The winner of 3 and 4 secures that 3rd spot. Yung natalo doon, yung 4th place, lalaruin yung panalo sa 5th and 6th. So, yung play na yun, that's very crucial. Kasi, let's say, kung mga last few seasons, edi nag-play in itong St. Benilde.
Olivario, inside pass to the paint, nabitawan ang bola. Carlos tumatakbo. Napakatulin itong si Prince Carlos. Parang hindi nag-pandemic.
Nag-teleserye pa yan, partida.
Benson, libre. Tama na key 3 by AJ Benson.
AJ Benson, dalawang 3 puntos na yan. And that's the first thing na nakikita natin ngayon. Medyo awkward yung tira niya, medyo unorthodox. But if it goes in, it goes in. 6 points for AJ Benson.
What a matchup. Benson and Abando. Las Vegas kontra La Union. Paraiso. Splits the D. Paraiso flipping it up. Does not drop. Javillonar puts it up and in.
Javillonar, the last name says it all. Alam natin, yung kuya niyan, great collegiate player. At kita mo yung tapang. Napunta din dito kay Pau Javillonar.
Carlos using that Gozum screen. Lim kontra Paraiso. Sanko aatake. Gozum, baseline J. And Will Gozum gets it to fall.
And that's one of the things that we can look forward to para dito kay Will Gozum. Alam natin, inside presence yan si Will Gozum. But if he can stretch the floor the way he did in that last possession, malaking armas yan para sa St. Benilde.
St. Benilde lamang pa rin. 13-10. Abando mula sa labas. Renz Abando, too strong. Lim comes up with a board. And that's a foul on Brent Paraiso.
You gotta love that play call though para kay Renz Abando getting a shot I'm sure Coach Bonnie is satisfied with. But as we look at this first, AJ Benson again, not the best looking shot, but 3 points is 3 points for AJ Benson.
From NCAA Division I in the States to the NCAA in the Philippines, AJ Benson making his presence felt early on para sa host school, College of St. Benilde. Carlo Lim now at the line for the College of St. Benilde. 31.6 seconds, yan ang oras na nalalabi dito sa first quarter ng ating unang laro para sa 97th season ng National Collegiate Athletic Association. I can't believe I just said that. The NCAA is back, and I'm loving the atmosphere here.
2 years without the NCAA. Alam mo yung feeling na kailan kaya magsisimula ulit ang NCAA. Finally, we are here for our first game, and this first game is not disappointing. 15-10. Naka-bounce back na ang Letran. Nakuha na nila yung groove nila. Still a low-scoring affair, but still it's good to see na nakukuha nila yung rhythm nila.
Paraiso. St. Benilde showing some full court pressure here. Paraiso. Binaba ang bola dito. Sanggalang. Sanggalang. Face-up jumper. Benson tracks down the loose ball. Benson regains his balance. Carlos for 3. Quick trigger. Lim. Fakes, fires. And will head back to the line for 2.
It's the hustle para sa St. Benilde Blazers. They may miss the first try, the second try, but a couple of white shirts are always underneath the rim and try and get extra possessions. Dito si Carlo Lim sa ilalim, 3 Letranista around him, pero nakaharap ng paraan, kumuha ng foul.
Sydney Mosqueda, a product of LSGH, so home court pa rin ni Mosqueda. Part of that season 93 champion of LSGH under Coach Marvin Bienvenida.
That's the first championship of LaSalle Green Hills in a long time. Long time, but now umakyat sila sa mga seniors nila, the St. Benilde Blazers.
And of course, our distinguished guests in attendance. Sir Steven Fernandez is here. Kasama natin as our analyst for our online taekwondo event in season 96. Ano yan? Barcelona Olympian yan, si Steven Fernandez. And that concludes the first quarter of our first game here in NCAA Season 97, broadcasting live from the St. Benilde Gym inside LaSalle Green Hills, and for the very first time, live collegiate basketball games in the country's biggest TV network, GMA. Gozum is back in the NCAA. Renza Bando gunning for Rookie of the Year. And so is this guy, AJ Benson. And look at that pass. Touchdown para dito kay Paulo Avillanar. It is the host school, CSB, and their Blazers going to war against the Letran Knights in Season 97 of the NCAA. We'll be back right here on GTV.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe. Hi, I'm Howie Severino.
Mga kapuso, you're not dreaming. This is real. Mga kapuso, you're not dreaming. This is real. The NCAA is back, and we are saying hello live from the St. Benilde Gym here in LaSalle Green Hills. Antoine Rojas together with Mikey Reyes for this opening season matchup between St. Benilde and Letran.
It's been a grind-out game so far for both teams. Not the best in terms of field goal percentage. Pero humahanap at humahanap ng paraan ang ating mga manlalaro para sa parehong kupunan.
Meanwhile, Tane Davis, another recruit from overseas, from New Zealand, comes up with his first basket and the rebound. Good box out there by Tane Davis. Balikan natin itong magandang setup para sa bagong recruit ng CSB, Tane Davis from New Zealand, dating teammate ni Jalen Green. Wow. Sa All-Star ng NBTC. Na-cover mo yun.
Oo, nandun siya. Kakampi niya si Jalen Green.
Imagine that.
Ngayon, nasa NBA na. Teammate niya dati. Oh, and one of the things, Anton, that for all the viewers na nagtatanong o nag-wonder kung ano maasahan nila sa NCAA, yung mga analyst natin dito. Big time.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Defense Minister Jericho Diniera, Mac Guan, Aris de Maonahan, and paborito mo,
Paper Benji Paras, which by the way will make his debut, I believe, on Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken. Papa Bear Benji Paras dito sa NCAA.
Letran has been throwing a lot of those lead passes, Mikey, tuwing nagtatrap yung Benilde.
Oo, parang ninanakawan nila yung pressure defense ng Benilde as Carlo Tan has been aggressive since entering this game.
I think Lim has been the most impressive in terms of the players that we were curious to see and don't expect.
And I just found out, nagaling LaSalle Green Hills din pala si Carlo Lim.
He's got 5 points.
So obviously, home court, Renza Bando. What an athletic finish there.
Talon, that was as simple as a turnaround short stop. Simpleng turnaround short stop, pero napakataas ng talon ni Renza Bando.
Simpleng-simple, pero ginawang highlight ni Renza Bando. Yan ang mga asahan natin. Ito kay Abando. New look, same game.
And Abando is running. Ito na yung tandem. You to Abando.
Tumuro sa taas eh. Sa taas daw. Pero kita natin dito yung mintis ni Fran. Pero nandyan si Renza Bando. Kita mo naman yung talon.
The elevation. Making a simple move look like a highlight. Renza Bando. Welcome, welcome to the NCAA.
there's still a lot of getting used to dun sa buhok ni Renz Abando.
Yun yung una mo napansin nung nakita mo.
Sabi ko, siya ba yan?
Benson already hit 2 threes earlier.
Ball will stay with St. Benilde as we look at Coach Charles Tew.
Coach Charles is usually a chill person, but I'm expecting to see a lot of intense moments from him this season.
Yung chill Charles Tew, ano yun? Assistant coach yun eh. Iba yung head coach. Golyar!
Golyar, the team captain of St. Benilde, still look at the effort of AJ Benson. Gozum power move. Too much power on that shot though.
Hindi na finish ni Will Gozum dun sa ilalim.
Second quarter na, gigil pa rin eh. Pero ito, King Caratipio, another member of that championship squad able to score. Golyar, nabitawan ang bola. Lim, fakes, drives, spins. Lim somehow, someway is able to get to the basket and score.
Coming off the bench, this kid got the moves. What a move there. Para kay Carlo Lim as we look at this first. Franyu gets his first bucket of the game. Hindi, yun yung mintes. Ito ulit, si Renz Abando. But look at this move right here. The spin, bringing Brent Paraiso to his left. And spinning to his right. The contact, the concentration, and the finish. Para kay Carlo Lim.
Sangalang was not able to block Lim's path to the basket. Heads to the bench now. Ambohot replaces him. Carlo Lim leading all scorers so far. And this is the thing about the NCAA. This is the breeding ground for future stars of Philippine basketball. I mean, you could go back to Kevin Louis Alas of Letran. And then you mentioned like Carlo Lastimosa. Grabe. And we're just waiting to see new names that we will be mentioning over and over again. And Carlo Lim has been a name that we've been mentioning early on here in the first half.
Especially this season, talagang you don't know what to expect from these teams. Alam naman natin, 2-year layoff, maraming bago, meron din naman mga luma. But you already know that coming into the season, this is a chance for the new guys na talaga magpakitang gilas. Kasi may mga players na vacant, na parang yung role nila na malalaki. Like sina Justin Gutang, Yankee Haruna. Diyan papasok ngayon sina Carlo Lims, AJ Benson para talaga magpakitang gilas dito sa NCAA.
Samantala, King Caralipio sinking that bonus free throw. Lamang pa rin ng CSB Blazers 23-17. Siguro nanood ng game on to mga to. At sinabi ito si Mikey at Anton, yung mga predictions nila.
Sila. Pero may isang JRU eh.
Oo nga eh.
So, dalawang Letran, isang JRU. So we'll see. But right now, if the people watching at home, you expected Letran to really get an easy dub here, mukhang hindi. Because lamang pa ng 5 dito ang St. Benilde.
And that's the beauty of basketball. That's the beauty as well of social media. You hear and gain random sources of motivation.
Kung gusto mo umarap na motivation ngayon, i-search mo lang yung pangalan mo eh, no? Lalabas na lahat eh.
Golyar and Rayson. Little show of sportsmanship there, but Rayson. And this is the ultimate sign of sportsmanship, yung ganyang klaseng depensa.
Rayson also will be one of the guys. Will have to step up here this season. That was an obvious foul there, a little too aggressive for Rayson there.
Itong mga players ng Letran karamihan sa kanila naglaro for different teams last December. Ngayon nagsanib puwersa. Benson showing us the handle. Benson, he should have taken that shot, perhaps Mikey, instead of dropping it off. Samantala, Golyar. Lim. Atake, Lim. Wow! Carlo Lim, introduce yourself, young man.
This guy can finish around the rim. Left hand, right hand, it doesn't matter. He will find a way to get a bucket on you. Carlo Lim, remember the name.
He hasn't missed from the field.
Tsaka hindi madadali yung mga tira niya.
May contact eh.
Oo, may contact, tas parang smooth yung finish niya lagi.
Lim. Noy Lepalam. Asked for it, got it, turnaround jumper off the glass. 6'9" with skills.
We didn't see that 2 years ago. The footwork of Lepalam on that finish, one-on-one, okay.
It's the biggest lead of the game now for the CSB Blazers. All right, let's get an update at courtside with Ann Gabriel para sa panig ng Letran.
Hi, ako nga pala si JM Calma ng San Sebastian Golden Stags at nagmula ako sa Capas Tarlac. Ang position ko is forward tsaka center. Preparation ko siguro mas doble pa kumpara sa last season ko kasi ito na yung last ko eh. Bubuhos ko na lahat kung anong meron ako, nagpo-practice ako. Nandiyan naman yung mga coaches para i-guide ako.
Dami kong tapay po from San Beda, playing center. I'm from Cagayan Valley, Tuguegarao City. Madaming adjustment yung pinapagawa sa amin ni Coach. Una, mahirap pero unti-unti naman nakukuha na namin siya. And yun, parang...
The unexpected. You've heard it all too many times. Imagine this. Title favorites, Letran down by 9. Let's try to find out what's going on their side. Balikan natin si Ann Gabriel.
Anton, Mikey, ngayon nga medyo lamang ang Benilde Blazers. Ganun pa man, kung meron man tayong gustong makitang umariba pa this season, ay yan ang ating finals MVP back in season 95 na si Fran Yu. Nakwento nga niya sa akin na hindi daw naging madali ang kanilang bubble training. Ganun pa man, nakatulong ito para mas maging bonded at ma-establish pa ang chemistry nila as a team. At kitang-kita nga yan sa pep rally nila kahapon sa Intramuros na virtual man, nagkasiyaan pa rin sila at nag-celebrate. Kaya naman, we expect to see that kind of energy and that level of chemistry dito sa game today and throughout this season. Kayo ba, Anton and Mikey, so far, nakikita nyo na ba yung chemistry nila?
Well, yung finish, wala. The movement, the open shots, yes. Pero yung finishing, Mikey, palagay ko yun yung kulang eh. Pati si Franyo nagmimintis sa layup eh.
Actually, Franyo hasn't really scored here today, but Christian Fajarito coming in and sparking a little bit of offense dun sa possession na yun. And good stop naman dito para sa Letran.
Rayson. Wanting to get the ball down low to the big man. This is Christian Fajarito. Fajarito, hinarangan. Paraiso mula sa labas. Bitin. Ang bohot.
Paraiso is one more guy that Letran needs to get going. Because we know what Brent Paraiso can do. We know what kind of experience he brings dito sa Letran Knights. So he's one of the guys na talagang kailangan, especially from the outside, to spread the floor for their big men like Jayo Ambohon.
Paraiso has taken 4 attempts from beyond the arc, has not connected yet. Sa nakikita natin, Mikey, silang dalawa ni Mina yung outside gunners nila.
Na hindi pa talaga nakakapukol. So sila yung iniintay ng mga katulad ni Franyu because once they hit their shots from the outside, ma-open yung ilalim para sa slashers nila.
Samantala, offensive rebound right there as we take a look at this drive. Biro mo, naunahan si Abando.
Ito yun eh, ito mo spin, no?
It's the degree of difficulty and the contact eh. Kaya nabibilib tayo. Look at this lefty layup.
And that's tough. Going full speed and then finding a way to, you know, jelly, medyo lalambutan mo yung layup mo para pumasok. Mahirap yung mga finish dito ni Carlo Lim. Coach Carlo Tan. Coach Carlo. Kanina pa ako eh, Carlo Tan, Carlo Lim. Okay, Coach Carlo Tan kasi yung assistant coach ng St. Benilde.
Benson. Here's a drive, Naive. And Robbie Naive, a player who's expected to play a lot of minutes para dito kay Coach Charles Tew, gets on the board. Fajarito kontra Lepalam. 3-pointer on the way para kay Rayson. Wala, agawan para sa loose ball. That's going to be a foul. At ngayon naman, balikan natin si Chantal Laude mula sa panig ng CSB.
Anton, Mikey, indeed, it is not a disappointing game one for this season dahil sure ako na maraming sports fans ang nagulat na Saint Benilde is ahead of this game. Kanina naman nakikita natin na marami tayong shots from the Benilde Blazers pero alam niyo ba na one of the biggest advantages ng team ay ang continuity at familiarity. Lahat ng manlalaro ngayon are either holdovers or galing sa kanilang Team B or residency players. Isa pa rin dito ang kanilang bagong coach na si Coach Charles Chu na dati namang assistant coach ni Coach T.Y. Tang. Kaya dito makikita natin na establish na ang brotherhood at familiarity, sabi nga ni Coach Marvin Bienvenida. It's just like a quick refresh and a short retrieval of what they have been training and preparing since the pre-pandemic. At aabangan natin kung patuloy nga ba ang control na ito as the game continues. Anton and Mikey?
Coach Marvin Bienvenida, history maker and home court rin niya to.
Oh yeah. His first head coaching job ever. Naglaro ko para sa kanya sa Salle, dito sa Lasal Green Hills. Matagal na yon. Coach Marvin Bienvenida. Oh, and one guy talking about St. Benilde kanina, bring up natin. Hindi man sila nag-Final Four for 20 years. Meron sila mga na-produce. Jonathan Gray right now is watching. Nursing an injury, pero sinusuportahan ang St. Benilde Blazers. Lakas ng team na yun. Jonathan Gray, Paolo Taha, Carlo Lastimosa, Louis Cinco. Kasi yung team na yun.
Exciting times for CSB. And especially now, as Naive knocks down that triple.
Talking about exciting times, this should be exciting. The biggest lead for St. Benilde, now up by 12 against the defending champions.
Rayson moves closer. Too strong. Right now, St. Benilde is just outworking the Knights. Naive, hesitation. Binaba ang bola. Corteza, McCoy Marcos for 3. And a rebound by Christian Fajarito.
This guy needs to get going, Alan Mina.
And this guy right here, Abando, aatake. Abando pupunta sa linya for 2.
That's what's scary with Renz Abando. He's a scorer. He's not a shooter. He's not a slasher. He's just a plain scorer. As we look at this move by Robbie Naive. Using those 2 steps, maximize those 2 steps. And here from the outside, left corner triple para kay Robbie Naive.
At sa aming pagbabalik, Renz Abando will shoot 2 free throws para sa Letran Knights.
Hi, ako nga pala si JM Calma ng San Sebastian Golden Stags at nagmula ako sa Capas Tarlac. Ang position ko is forward tsaka center. Preparation ko siguro mas doble pa kumpara sa last season ko kasi ito na yung last ko eh. Bubuhos ko na lahat kung anong meron ako, nagpo-practice ako. Nandyan naman yung mga coaches para i-guide ako.
Dami kong tapay po from San Beda, playing center. I'm from Cagayan Valley, Tuguegarao City. Madaming adjustment yung pinapagawa sa amin ni Coach. Una, mahirap pero unti-unti naman nakukuha na namin siya. And yun, parang nag-gel na kami as a team kasi bago ulit yung mga teammates namin, maraming rookies. So kailangan talaga namin mag-gel as a team para makapag-perform kami na maayos this coming season.
Hi, I'm Ivan Santos, 24 years old.
Pag-usapan natin ang host school, College of St. Benilde and their Blazers under new head coach Charles Tew. As we have mentioned, on the brink of making it to the Final Four, 5th place finishes in the past 2 NCAA seasons. Could this be the year that they finally break into the top 4?
So many coaches have gone by. Coach Gabby Velasco, Coach T.Y. Tang, Coach Tonichi Ituri. Napakarami ng dumaan. Can Charles Tew be the guy to lead the St. Benilde Blazers back to the Final Four? And like what you said, part siya nun, assistant coach siya ni Coach T.Y. Tang nung 2 beses silang nag-5th place. Kaya it'll be exciting to see kung kakayanin nila. Is this the year for the Blazers?
The program is already there. Coach Charles is known to be a very good recruiter of players. And the names like Gozo, Benson, They are here now. Pero may nakita tayo nangyari dito.
Mga ano yan, mga behind the scenes. Ang ganda ng camera ng GMA dito Kitang-kita. Mahuhuli. Yung mga ganyan dito.
Ito yung kailangan na reminder sa mga players May mga cameras na ulit.
Sa likod ng ring I can't wait for Renz Abando na sumalpak ng isa. Because that angle, kitang-kita yung salpak ni Renz Abando dyan. Kitang-kita yung exchange doon ni Lepalam tsaka ni Paulo Havillonar.
Just sitting here, Mikey, looking around inside the St. Benilde gym, we see our distinguished guest, Sir Steven Fernandez, mentioned him earlier, the management committee, the policy board. We have attorney Cindy of CHED, the executive director. Grabe, the players. Carlo Tan, the coaches, I finally spotted him on the Benilde bench.
Naguguluhan ako. Carlo Lim, Carlo Tan. Okay. Oh, and one more thing, Anton.
Yeah.
Talking about the St. Benilde Blazers. They want to make it to the Final Four again after 20 years, but they're also offering this game or dedicating this season to the late Clement Luchu, who was their foreign athlete for so many years before he passed during the pandemic. Also Coach Rafa Dinglasan. So if that's not enough motivation, kumbaga gusto mo umabot ng Final Four, and then you know that Clement Luchu and Coach Rafa are looking down and really rooting for the St. Benilde Blazers to finally break through.
Ladis Lepalam caught on cam, hitting the arm of Paulo Havillonar. So we're waiting to see kung ano magiging hatol na ating mga officials. Our commissioner, of course, is Commissioner Bay Cristobal.
Commissioner Bay Cristobal, formerly from the Perpetual Help Altas. Pero sabi ni Lepalam, bumawi lang daw siya. So, hindi ko alam kung nakita natin yung ginawa ni Pau Havillonar.
Normally kasi yung bawi yung nahuhuli sa camera.
Oo, alam na natin. Memorize na natin dito sa NCAA yun. Yung nauuna, hindi masyadong nahuhuli. Yung bumabawi, ayun.
Sumenyas na unsportsmanlike foul.
Foul on number 27, Max Lepalam. That's his third personal foul.
So, if ever may ginawa si Pau Havillonar para mag-react ng ganun si Lepalam, it worked! Because these are free points para kay Pau Havillonar. Ito makikita natin. May bumawi. Siguro kinurot. Feeling ko nangurot
Huling-huli ni Direk Abet Ramos. Kasama rin natin.
Matik yan, Direk Abet. Mahuhuli ka talaga. Tsaka, brother, you talked about this before the coverage.
Yep.
I mean, during the coverage, kanina sa first quarter. All of these guys from Letran, naglaro kung san-san nung pandemic So, malamang, natutunan ni Pau Havillonar sa mga veteranan yung naging teammate ng pandemic.
Oo, kasi noong December, a lot of these players got a special license from the Games and Amusements Board to participate in a professional league. Professional league. So, imagine pati si Kuya Leo na Horta nakalaban nila.
Tsaka teammate niya si Mon Mabayo. Doon sa mga nanonood, kung kilala niyo si Mon Mabayo, malamang doon niya nakakuha yun. Naisahan niya si Ladis Lepalam doon.
And that's why a lot of people were saying favorites ang Letran because of the experience na nakuha nila doon.
Individually, no?
So, Mikey, could complacency be a problem para dito sa Letran as Allen Mina knocks down that triple?
Well, of course, I talked to Fran again yesterday. At sinabi niya to. Sinabi ko sa kanya actually, this is the first time that San Beda won't be the heavy favorites entering the season. And this is also the first time na sila yung magiging heavy favorites because the 2 times that they won the chip the last 5 seasons, hindi naman inaasahan sa kanila yun. So ngayon, Franyu was reminding his teammates or is reminding his teammates that they should still act like the underdogs kahit sila na ngayon ang inaasahan na mag-champion.
And even after they won the chip in season 91, they were not the favorites in season 92.
Hope.
So it's a different story, different year. Franyu will try to steer the Knights to a back-to-back. Pero nahihirapan si Franyu. Cuellar has been a problem para dito kay Yu Abando. Good defense right there. Sinabayan siya ni McCoy Marcos.
Para masabayan yung jump shot ni Vince Abando. Good job there. para kay Marcos. And yeah, and also, Anton, Letran lang ang never nagkaroon ng foreign athlete. Ng foreign student athlete. So, which means, sanay na sila ng ganito. So, lamang pa sila ngayon na nawalan ng foreign athlete yung mga ibang teams. Kasi sanay naman silang all Filipino sila lagi.
Mikey, don't look now. The lead of CSB has been chopped down to 6.
And they force a turnover. The ball will go back to Letran. A chance to cut further into this deficit.
Ayan na, si Fran Yu. Kanina pa itong dalawang to eh. Cuellar and Yu. What a matchup. And look at Cuellar just staying in front of Fran.
He has that height advantage.
Benson contra Abando. And Benson showing a little swag there. Abando, wild shot. Rinse Abando! Over Benson. In your face.
If you Google good defense, better offense, that's the play that's gonna come up. What a shot there para kay Renz Abando.
Abando already got bumped, Mikey.
That was tough. Look at this. Great defense for AJ Benson. Hindi niya maiwan talking about Renz Abando, but he finds a way, uses that athleticism to look, to see the rim, and connect from deep. Wala pang kaangas-angas galing kay Renz Abando.
Off balance. Kind of shot it off of 1 foot. Benson was right there. What a matchup. Abando, Benson, Yu, Cuellar. Great opening game between CSB and Letran. Fran Yu, wild pass, natapik. Benson kontra ang bohot. Benson did not see Mina streaking from behind.
Magpapakilala kay AJ Benson ang Filipino brand of basketball. Allen Mina on the ground with AJ Benson.
Ayan, medyo tumalbog sa paa ni Benson yung bola, but he didn't give up. Dove for it.
You gotta love the hustle of AJ Benson. Ilang beses na siya dumadive dito sa ating unang laro.
Parang si Justin din ito eh. Go hard lagi eh. Justin game face Gutang, one of the most intense players we have seen in recent memory. Benson showing that same intensity.
Parang mixture ng ano, no? Ng Justin Gutang and Yankee Haruna. AJ Benson. Tsaka may shooting eh.
Coach Charles describes him as a wild card eh. And he'll definitely be a key player daw para sa kanyang koponan.
Parang hindi ko narinig si Coach Charles na binanggit si Carlo Lim. Mukhang tinago ni Coach Charles si Carlo Lim.
Mukhang gano'n na nga. Kasi siya yung leading scorer so far. Benson fakes. Top of the key 3. That's the big man from New Zealand, Dane Davis. Benson and Davis, by the way, are one-and-done players para sa CSB.
Hindi nakakakuha ng tawag si Franyo dito sa ating first half. How many times has he been aggressive, going straight to the rim? A lot of contact, pero hindi natatawagan.
But check that, hindi pala si Davis yung one-and-done, si Tateishi from Japan. So it's Benson and Tateishi, one-and-done players para sa CSB. So CSB will still have the services of yung one-time teammate ni Jalen Green.
And you gotta commend though, I gotta go back to Franyo, you gotta commend, hindi siya nagre-reklamo. Ilang beses na siyang dumadrive, nababangga, nahampas, never natawagan, pero hindi siya nagre-reklamo. He is the finals MVP. And you can see na, relax lang siya. He will just compete and he will not complain to the referees.
Franyo is the player who plays his best when it matters the most. We've seen that in season 95. We've seen that recently. And that's why he is one of the stars to watch dito sa season 97 ng NCAA. Benson, triple on the way. No good. Banggaan para sa loose ball. Franyo, nakuha ang bola. Binigay dito kay Mina. 10 segundo. Natitira sa first half. Abando!
We're running out of words to describe the first half. Dito ni Renz Abando off the bench.
off the bench, 12 points to lead all scores here in opening day of NCAA Season 97. College basketball is back, baby. Tell your family, tell your friends, spread the word on social media. And it's a party here inside the St. Benilde Gym in LaSalle, Green Hills. What a game between the Knights and the Blazers. And this guy, the star that is shining the brightest so far, Tubong La Union. His name, Renz Abando. 33 for the Blazers, 30 for the defending champion Knights. You're watching our coverage of NCAA Season 97.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe. Hi.
Volleyball action. Isa pang rason para maging excited ngayong NCAA Season 97. And speaking of excitement, excited na maging bahagi ng NCAA ang dalawa nating bagong courtside reporters na sina Christian Sebastian at Chloe Carrillo dito sa chatbox.
Chloe, hello Christian. Hi, how are you?
Doing great, doing great.
Doing great. Okay, excited ba kayo being a courtside reporter? Kasi bigyan natin ng context ha. Mga courses nila, medtech, techcom.
Yeah.
Kailan mo nagsimula yung dream na, you know, to be in front of the camera and be a courtside reporter? Sige, let's start with Chloe.
Yeah, well, for me, it started for season 95. There was an opening to become a courtside correspondent. So pretty much, you would do content for halftime. And then when I auditioned for that, I didn't realize that I was too young for the age requirement. And then after two years, I was 17 at the time that I auditioned.
Okay.
And then after that, I saw that there was an opening for courtside a reporter, and then I was like, it's time na. And I finally fit into the age requirement. So I was like, this is the time. And then, yeah, now I'm here.
For Christian, anong course ni Christian?
Christian is in medtech. So how did you gain confidence to speak in front of the camera or to get into hosting? Because you told me a while ago that you also do hosting, right?
Yeah. Actually, pagpasok ko dito, yun na yung common question na naririnig ko. I'm a medtech student and tinatanong nila, bakit medtech ka and you're into hosting, ganyan. Pero back in senior high school, nag-audition ako as a host ng senior high namin. And yun, nag-host kami ng university events. And doon, naging ko yung mga experiences na kailangan ko. And pagdating ko ng college, naging student leader naman ako and I stopped hosting. Pero now, sa tingin ko, ito na yung right time para sa akin para bumalik dito sa field na to before I enter med school.
Okay, but do you like sports? In general, do you play or do you watch it? Si Christian, kasi siya yung guy. Usually the guys, they're more, naturally, more inclined to watching sports at the very least. Oh, sige, si Christian.
Nung high school, meron akong unfinished business sa volleyball. Sobrang passionate ko before, pero I auditioned dun sa team namin nung high school, pero hindi ako natanggap. So I guess ito yung way ko para i-continue unfinished business ko, which is yung pagiging courtside reporter.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, ang daming frustrated courtside reporters this season. Parang natuloy talaga yung mga pangarap nila.
More opportunities for everybody. Si Chloe naman, nanonood ka ba?
Yes, and actually in high school, I had a stint in women's basketball, but then I realized that maybe it's just because I was tall. That's why the coach was like, oh, you could do this. But then I realized that might not be my forte. Then I started to get into the technicalities, like with how they cover it in podcasts and like YouTube videos, and I got really interested in how they analyze those things. That's why I also was interested with the job of a courtside reporter.
Interesting, because they are first-timers. And usually, first-timers, daming ano yan, daming adjust, being in front of the camera, getting used to talking at certain points of the coverage. Okay, so what are you guys expecting in your first year? What kind of growth do you aim to have at the end of the season? Sige, ikaw muna, Chloe.
Well, watching the coverage of NCAA throughout the years, it's really the courtside reporters that help us understand what's happening when the cameras are not rolling. And I really want to be able to do that, especially the past courtside reporters did so well in covering the players, covering the games. And I want to be able to be...
Hello mga kapuso, nagbabalik po tayo dito sa loob ng St. Benilde Gym sa Salle Green Hills at kasama natin ngayon ang Executive Director ng Commission on Higher Education, Attorney Cinderella Filipina Benitez Haro. Attorney Cindy, maraming salamat and thank you for helping us make this all possible. Attorney Cindy, I want to ask you, ano ba yung steps na ginawa ng NCAA at ng GMA para magkaroon tayo ng face-to-face games?
Unang-una talaga, we consulted with the different stakeholders. Ang ating mga athletic associations, ang ating mga higher education institutions, and of course, ang Department of Health in order to ensure that the minimum health protocols will be included, will be considered, and will be prioritized in the collegiate competition.
Now, ma'am, I'm sure a lot of people are very excited to know dahil nga, now that we have face-to-face basketball games, kailan naman magkakaroon ng fans? What are the steps that CHED and the NCAA are doing to make this happen?
Actually, under level 1, it is already allowed. However, we appreciate the efforts of the different athletic associations like NCAA dahil they're taking extra precaution. Ibig sabihin, they're making siguro step by step. First muna itong return of the collegiate competition, and then siguro later on, it will be decided by the NCAA to take the audience na. But we appreciate that it is the athletic association which is doing the extra precaution also.
Ayan. So ma'am, we're very thankful for helping us make this happen. Once again, guys, we have the Executive Director of CHED, Attorney Cinderella Filipina Benitez Haro with us. Ma'am, maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Mga kapuso, you're watching Opening Day of NCAA Season 97 brought to you by GMA. Dito lang po sa GTV.
Volleyball action. Isa pang rason para maging excited ngayong NCAA Season 97. And speaking of excitement, excited na maging bahagi ng NCAA ang dalawa nating bagong courtside reporters na sina Christian Sebastian at Chloe Carrillo dito sa chatbox.
Chloe, hello. Christian. Hi, how are you?
Doing great, doing great.
Doing great. Okay, excited ba kayo being a courtside reporter? Kasi bigyan natin ng context mga courses nila, medtech, techcom. Kailan mo nagsimula yung dream na, to be in front of the camera and be a courtside reporter? Sige, let's start with Chloe.
Yeah, well, for me, it started for season 95. There was an opening to become a courtside correspondent. So pretty much, you would do content for halftime. And then when I auditioned for that, I didn't realize that I was too young for the age requirement. And then after 2 years, I was 17 at the time that I auditioned.
Okay.
And then after that, I saw that there was an opening for courtside reporter, and then I was like, it's time na. And I finally fit into the age requirement. So I was like, this is the time. And then, now I'm here.
For Christian, anong course ni Christian?
Christian is in medtech. So how did you gain confidence to speak in front of the camera or to get into hosting? Because you told me a while ago that you also do hosting, right?
Yeah. Actually, pagpasok ko dito, yun na yung common question na naririnig ko. I'm a medtech student and tinatanong nila, bakit medtech ka and you're into hosting, ganyan. Pero back in senior high school, nag-audition ako as a host ng senior high namin. And yun, nag-host kami ng university events. And doon, naging ko yung mga experiences na kailangan ko. And pagdating ko ng college, naging student leader naman ako and I stopped hosting. Pero now, sa tingin ko, ito na yung right time para sa akin para bumalik dito sa field na to before I enter med school.
Okay, but do you like sports? In general, do you play or do you watch it? Si Christian, kasi siya yung guy. Usually the guys, they're more, well, naturally, more inclined to watching sports at the very least. Oh, sige, si Christian.
Nung high school, meron akong unfinished business sa volleyball. Sobrang passionate ko before, pero I auditioned dun sa team namin nung high school, pero hindi ako natanggap. So I guess ito yung way ko para i-continue unfinished business ko, which is yung pagiging courtside reporter.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, ang daming frustrated courtside reporters this season. Parang natuloy talaga yung mga pangarap nila.
More opportunities for everybody. Si Chloe naman, nanonood ka ba?
Yes, and actually in high school, I had a stint in women's basketball, but then I realized that maybe it's just because I was tall. That's why the coach was like, oh, you could do this. But then I realized that that might not be my forte. Then I started to get into the technicalities, like with how they cover it in podcasts and like YouTube videos, and I got really interested.
Mula pa rin dito sa loob ng St. Benilde Gym sa Salle, Green Hills, nagpapatuloy ang ating live coverage over GTV ng Season 97 ng NCAA. The host school, College of St. Benilde Blazers, leading the way kontra sa defending champions, Letran Knights 33-30. Anton Rojas kasama si Mikey Reyes. What a match. It started off rocky. Nahirapan makashoot yung mga players, but things started to pick up in Renza Bando. What a show. 12 points so far to lead all scorers.
It's been a battle of rookies, Carlo, Lim, and Renz Abando. Both of them, sila pa lang ang nagdo-double figure sa ating first half, sa ating larong ito. And they are still going at it. As we look at our halftime stats, again, like what you said, medyo nag-struggle. Look at that field goal percentage for both teams. 11 of 35 for the Blazers, 12 of 40 naman para sa Letran Knights. And Letran has only one three-pointer. Yun pa yung mahirap na shoot ni Renz Abando. Sa kabila naman para sa Blazers, 3 of 14 din galing sa labas. And like what we said earlier, Carlo Lim and Renza Bando have really shown the way for their respective teams on the offensive end. Pero nandyan si AJ Benson with 6 points. Sa kabila naman si Paulo Havdilionar ang umaambag para sa Letran.
And we are set to begin the second half of this opening game sa Season 97 ng NCAA. Again, Anton Rojas together with Mikey Reyes. We also have Chantal Laude reporting for CSB and Ann Gabriel para naman sa panig ng Letran. Now, the Knights made a run, Mikey, towards the end of the first half, and now they are down by just 3.
That was a 10-1 run. Sa ating late sa second quarter as Robin Naive starts the third quarter. Great para sa St. Benilde.
Man, CSB's got these pit bull of shooting guards in the form of Lim and Naive. Some stocky guards who can get to the hole and can finish despite the contact. Now the big question mark here, Mikey, is although we're not really doubting his ability, Fran Yu hindi pa nakakapuntos, but we know he's a late game kind of guy.
Alam mo naman si Fran Yu, hindi ko alam, ino-on niya talaga eh when it comes to the second half or even in the fourth quarter na lang. So alam natin he's gonna stay a threat and St. Benilde needs to look out for Fran Yu.
Eh parang hindi pa pinapawisan. Tignan mo yung buhok niya. Gosum, who knocked down the first field goal of Season 97, knocks down the first field goal of the second half.
6 points so far for Will Gozum as Brent Paraiso finally breaks into the scoring column with that tough drive to the rack.
Colliar, hesitation move.
Clock 16 seconds.
Samantala, Gozum driving baseline. And Will Gozum now starting to settle down para sa CSB.
We know what he can bring to the table, and Fran Yu uses the glass. At kita mo sa mukha niya yung parang finally nakabutas din at baka ito na ang simula ni Fantastic Yu.
And the way he shot that ball, Mikey, sinadya eh. Sinadya ni Fran Yu. He was leaning towards the basket from the free throw line. Colliar. Ball swing, Sanko. Left wing, Abando comes up with a board. Abando. And that's a foul on JC Collar. Ito, look at Franyu. Using the screen to break free. 1-2 step leaner. Bank shot.
That split-second hesitation move. Nawala yung mag-help na big man sa kanya. At kitang-kita niya yung rim doon para kay Franyu using the glass. Finally, naka 2 puntos na dito si Fran. Pareho sila ni Brent Paraiso na naka-score finally dito sa ating second half. And they will be the guys na aasahan lalo na when crunch time comes.
Franyu. It is now Prince Carlos on him. Abando rises for the shot. Tapi ka ng bola mapupunta sa CSB. Carlos tumatakbo. Lead pass. Abando with the rejection. Renz Abando doing it on both ends of the court. Paraiso moves closer. Paraiso count the basket plus the foul.
2 new guys para sa Letran Knights, making their presence felt here in the second half. On the defensive end, it was Renz Abando with the highlight. On the other end, it was Brent Paraiso. Kita mo naman yung ulo nasa board na para kay Renz Abando sa kabila. Kanyang best friend, Brent Paraiso sa ilalim na for this end-one opportunity.
Big time recruits para dito sa Colegio de San Juan de Letran. Nagpaparamdam na. Brent Paraiso at si Renz Abando. Tatlo na lang ang lamang ng CSB Blazers. Naive, dinedepensa ni Abando. Gozum, binaba ang bola. Carlos kontra kay Yu. Carlos wanting a screen. Carlos does not use it. Carlos, dinabas ang bola. Triple on the way. Short. And the ball was saved by Gozum. Carlos, back to Gozum. Or rather, that's Makoy Marcos underneath.
You gotta commend Makoy Marcos in that possession. Lahat nagpahinga na. Palabas na yung bola pero nakahanap pa ng paraan. Mga 2 puntos doon si Marcos.
Paraiso, nahuli doon. Warding off itong si Brent Paraiso.
Ito too much yung offhand niya doon. Kita mo dito, sa ilalim, Makoy Marcos with the finish. Great feed there also. Galing kay Prince Carlos.
41-36. Letran has been trailing for majority of this contest. Gozum. Everything but the shot on that move.
Kilikili shot doon para kay Will Gozum. Hindi lang nakabutas. Ito na si Franyu.
Yu. Fran.
Finally gets a call. Finally gets a call sa drive niya.
Hindi pa talaga pinapawisan si Fran eh.
Tayo nga, pawis na eh. Siya hindi. Siya naglalaro tayo dito lang. 2 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist, and 2 steals para kay Fran Yu. His first trip to the charity stripe.
Yep, it's not all about points for Fran Yu. When it comes to points though, he makes it when it matters the most. Fran Yu, another one of those long line of ballers from Tondo, Manila. Itong si Fran Yu.
At madami doon naglaro sa NCAA. Paul Lee played in the juniors division natin sa San Sebastian. Roy Sumang played for the Squires ng Letran.
RK Ilagan. San Sebastian. Gunner. The shotgun.
Ian Alban.
Oo, Arellano. Tsaka LPU before Arellano. 41-38 in favor of the Blazers. Rinig mo yung intensity ng mga Letranista sa bench.
Tsaka walang fans so nasa sa inyo na kung paano nyo kayo gagawa ng ingay para medyo ma-motivate yung teammates nyo.
Pero this is how the games were, well, pag high school talaga, it's just you guys and your parents. This is the true atmosphere talaga. Varsity basketball samantalang Sanggalang underneath.
I don't know how he is not related to Ian Sanggalang. Kasi kaliwete din sa ilalim eh.
At sa aming pagbabalik, may tsansa itong si Sanggalang na maitabla ang ating laban. This is our coverage of NCAA Season 97.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe. Hi,
I'm AJ Benson. I'm 25 years old. I'm 6'4". I play the forward/guard position for the CSB Blazers. It's a privilege to do that for my brother/pinsan.
Maitabla ang ating laro, pero bago yan, punta muna natin si Ann Gabriel. Ann?
Anton, Mikey, sa bawat labanan, gaano man kahirap yan, ang importante dyan, sipag at syaga. Kaya naman pinaalalahanan ni Coach Bonita ng kanyang mga players na kalimutan na ang nakaraan, kalimutan na ang naging championship back in season 95. And of course, importante dyan, focus on today, focus on this season. As a Letran fans and NCAA fans, excited tayo na makitang mas lumabas pa ang pusong ariba ng mga Letranista dito sa laban na ito against Benilde. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Ayun na nga, Ann. Kanina, sabi ng isang Letranista on the bench, tara, lamangan na natin itong mga to. So that's what they're trying to do right now. But Benson has other plans. Benson wanted a foul, did not get it.
You like the aggressiveness, but he also needs to find that middle ground na medyo kontrolin niya. Yung pagka-agresibo niya. Ang ganda ng hanap doon ni Ren sa bando.
Itong si Gio Ambohot, back in season 92, showed a lot of promise, was even part of the Gilas 23 for 23 group. But hasn't really lived up to his true potential. But now, in his final year as team captain, this is the chance for Ambohot to show everybody that he is a cornerstone for the future, lalo na dito sa Philippine basketball.
Oh, there was a time when you talk about season 93, there was a time that he was in the radar of our national team, talking about Gio Ambohot. But like what you said, medyo nasa pawan ng mga Larry Muyang, Ato Ular, Christian Balagasay. Pero ngayon, siya talaga ang aasahan, sila ni Luis Sanggalang.
Pagkakataon na mapunta sa Letran ng lamang, pero sumobra yung tira ni Gio. Gio, the reaction says it all. Pero nasa penalty na ang St. Benilde.
What a game so far, 41 all, no team letting up here. To think, nung simula, pareho sila nagsastruggle. There was a good maybe 4 minutes into the first na 2-0 pa lang yung score natin. Pero ngayon, they have found their rhythm, they have settled down, and they're playing their brand of basketball.
Mark Louis Sanggalang. Oh, hindi pa rin makuha ng Letran yung lamang. And Fran, you had to come over to Sanggalang, reminding him to relax and settle down. The Knights know who they are. And when they're not performing up to par on the court, they also know it as well. Daming sinayang na pagkakataon doon ng Knights na makuha yung lamang. At ngayon, babalik ang bola dito sa CSB. And now the Knights are showing some full court pressure.
Prince Carlos will be tasked to break that press, and he does.
Carlos, binigay dito kay Corteza. Corteza to Naive. Naive to Corteza. Corteza, no. And a chance for us to go now to Chantal Laude at courtside para sa St. Benilde. Chantal?
Anton, Mikey, it was a great start for St. Benilde Blazers pero ngayon partida na sila ng Letran Knights kaya mas lalo nagiging intense ang laro at nakikita natin kung paano nila tinututukan ang big players like Renzo Bando and Fran Yu. Kaya naman sabi kanina ni Coach Carlotan, they are really sticking to their system at ang sistemang ito ang sabi niya is through defensive play. This is through better penetration, one-on-one blocking and really seeing to it that they'll be able to get the rebounds. Kaya ang tanong natin ngayon, will they be able to effectively deliver the strategy? Anton and Mikey?
Well, right now, in terms of the rebounding, lamang pa rin ang Letran. But they know that that will be the formula para makuha ang panalong ito. And Prince Carlos gives the lead back to CSB.
Uncharacteristic miss galing kay Franyo dito. Sa kabila naman, a chance para kay Prince Carlos to attack the defense. Gets the foul, converts on the layup. And another chance for St. Benilde to extend this lead.
Prince Carlos, we can categorize him as well as a young Kapuso star, being a part of the Signs and Daddy's Girl sa Kapuso Network, and now he completes a three-point play para dito sa Blazers.
Mahirap yun ha, para pagsama mo yung dalawang career na yun ha. Nag-artista ka na, nag-player ka pa.
Sabi naman niya, ball pa rin ang priority, and that's why he's here.
Mukhang pandemic career naman yun eh. Pandemic career. But we look at the third quarter field goal percentage, 44% for the Letran Knights. Gumaganda ang opensa nila dito.
Corteza, wild shot, somehow got it to fall.
2-and-1 plays have given St. Benilde the lead back. Up by 5 sila ngayon, a chance to make it 6. Corteza with an aggressive drive there and the finish.
Did you see that screen by Davis?
Parang yun nga yung pinaka-inaambag niya, no?
Look at that body. He looks like he's been living in the weight room.
Pati yung buhok eh. Malit eh.
That's Tane Mitchell Davis from New Zealand. Ito naman si Corteza.
You talked about Coach Charles too and the way he recruits. Magaling mag-recruit talaga si Coach. Like nakikita niya eh, like from different... He actually has scouts all over the world para mga kuha ng mga ganyang diamonds in the rough.
Eh Mikey, look at this. 6-0 run by the Blazers. Kanina, tabla na yan. The Knights were right there. Had several chances from the free throw line. And Caralipio able to sneak one up and in.
Caralipio, another guy who's shown us glimpses the past few seasons. Nung nag-champion sila, gumawa din niya si King Caralipio.
He's like Bonbon Batiller light.
Hindi kasing brusco ni Bonbon Batiller.
Tas Caliwente. Benson again with that awkward looking shot, but as you see, Mikey, as long as it goes in, it doesn't matter how you shoot it.
3 consecutive and 1 plays for the St. Benilde Blazers. At ang mas masakit doon, ito, 4-point play opportunity pa para kay AJ Benson. And they are now leading by 7 points, talking about the Blazers.
Babalik po ang NCAA Season 97, Stronger Together. Buo ang puso.
It's always nice to see fresh faces starting out in the industry and accompanying them on their journey as they grow to be broadcast professionals. Let's get to know our 2 guests whose dreams have just come true as they are chosen to be part of the 13 NCAA Courtside reporters for season 97. On Chatbox, here are Avia Zunic and Eden Hernandez.
Woo!
Hi.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
Good.
First off, we want to congratulate you for getting selected out of hundreds to audition for Courtside Reporters.
Thank you.
Feelings first, because you've been through a lot since that that confirmation, that announcement up to here. Dami niyo ng dumaan. Feelings about being Courtside Reporter for the NCAA. Sige, let's start with Evia.
For me, this is also overwhelming. Talagang nakakapanibago, going to the studio, shooting, our workshop, and all that. So we still need to get used to it.
4 years with LPU. The Pirates before becoming a Knight, and AJ Benson converting and completing the first 4-point play this season.
8-point lead na. Kailang kanina, 41 all. Ngayon, 51 na. Itong St. Benilde Blazers.
Rayson mula sa kanto. And Lim, who has 10 points, is back on the floor para sa CSB.
Lakas din ng lineup din ng CSB, no? Off the bench, Carlo Lim.
Davis, pinaba ang bola. Corteza, baseline spin. Good defense there by Fajarito. Rayson, lapas, Abando!
Renz Abando, eye in the sky play!
My goodness!
You were kind of just waiting for it eh. Kasi nasa weak side siya, nakatingin na siya kay Rayson eh.
Personal foul on number 8, Kurt Rayson, penalty.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Renz Abando does. Rayson to Abando. Eye in the sky play.
Renz Abando taking his airline here in the NCAA. His first dunk. He may not be satisfied kasi parang semi-dunk pa lang. But still, man. And you know what's crazy about Renz Abando's athleticism? Oo, mataas siya tumalon. Pero yung bilis niyang tumalon eh, parang pogo stick eh. Parang palaka eh.
Oh, hindi pa pulido eh, yung alley-oop na yun eh. I'd love to see a Franyu and a Bando fast break opportunity.
Hindi pa siya masaya doon sigurado. But still, 2 points para kay Renz Abando.
Ooh! Umupo sa ere si Rayson, just unable to convert. Ayan na si Caralipio. And I'm getting memories of Bonbon Batiller. yung mga undergoal stop ni Bonbon.
Yung hindi man para sa kanya yung play, for some reason, nakakashoot pa din siya. Talking about King Caralipio.
Benson again! In scoring with 13 points.
Yep, AJ Benson. It's proven. He has the touch from the outside.
4 out of 8 from beyond the arc for AJ. Hey, that's something new from Fajarito. Simple turnaround jump hook para sa big man.
Wala naman si AJ. Oh, nahuli yung screen doon ni Davis. Medyo napalakas ng konti.
It's that New Zealand Las Vegas connection. Ito yung pasa. Again, that unorthodox shot of AJ Benson. But nonetheless, 3 points para sa kanyang kupunan. Benson with 13 points and 6 rebounds. We told you, there would be some impressive debuts from new stars in our brand new season. Caralipio, jump hook. Caralipio na naman. Bola napunta kay Carlos. Out of control, Mina.
5-on-1.
Rayson for 3.
That is the last thing you want to do on a 5-on-1 fast break.
Lim, atake. Lim, wild shot, too strong off the glass, and you have a 2-point guard setup dito para sa Letran. Olivario and Rayson. Olivario. Rayson. Olivario somehow gets the ball back. Pero mauubusan ng oras.
And both teams, both coaches, Coach Bonnie and Coach Charles, frustrated with their players. Sa huli na yun, medyo nagkagulo. Hindi nakatawag ng set play yung parehong koponan.
Franyu finally getting on the board with that bank shot. Prince Carlos converting on the fast break. And then Rayson with this alley-oop attempt para kay Renz Abando. A sign of things to come. Fajarito also making his presence felt on both ends of the court. But at the end of 3, 55 ang ating talaan. 55-49. Blazers lead the Knights here in our coverage of NCAA Season 97.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe.
The OG Collegiate Sports League in the Philippines is back. This is our coverage of NCAA Season 97, now being broadcasted live on the country's biggest television network, GMA. It is CSB versus Letran in what has been a highly physical and intense ball game. Cuellar throws the ball up ahead to Lim, who's got 10 points in his debut this season. Benson mula sa labas, bitin.
And we're in the fourth quarter now. The vets will need to produce for both teams, pero makikita din natin yung tapang ng mga bata, ng mga baguhan kung kakayanin nila when crunch time comes.
Fajarito kontra Davis. Two big boys in the paint. Fajarito nabitawan ang bola. Double dribble on Fajarito.
A little too much there for Christian Fajarito. Ganda ng depensa dun ng St. Benilde as they are still up by 6 here with 9 and 19 remaining in the game.
Benson aatake. Karamihan sa kanyang mga puntos have come from the outside. Actually, we haven't seen an inside field goal mula kay Benson.
Mukhang yun talaga yung ano niya, primary weapon niya. Is his touch from the outside. But we never know. Baka naman pag nadepensahan na sa labas yan, of course, teams are scouting him right now. At pag nadepensahan sa labas, meron ding atake sa loob.
Paraiso. Almost stolen away by Lim.
Oh, that's great defense para kay Carlo Lim. Kaya lang natawagan ng foul ang rookie ng St. Benilde. I stand corrected. Medyo yung left shoulder tumama na. Foul yun, foul. Good call, ref.
Samantala, Fajarito. Oh!
Well, that's a bad foul. Maybe not a bad foul, I just don't agree with it.
Let's take a look at it one more time because nag-react yung mga players sa bench, feeling that maybe Dane Davis flailed back a little bit.
Mukhang alam na kasi niyang nasa GMA na tayo, baka naghahanap din ng teleserye si Davis.
Oo, kung ganyan kalaki yung katawan mo, diba? I mean,
pwedeng kontrabida. Tapos yung bida si Prince Carlos, diba?
Davis. Cuellar. Benson wants it. But Cuellar is orchestrating the offense. JC Cuellar, wala pa rin. The Knights down by 6. Here in the fourth. Paraiso. Olivario will shoot over Cuellar. And the ball will go back to St. Benilde.
The best shot there para kay Olivaro. You want him to be aggressive, to be able to facilitate for his teammates because that's what he does best as Culiar. The score. First field goal ni JC Culiar.
The team captain of the College of St. Benilde Blazers, and mukhang let's try to find out what happened here to Tommy Olivario. He was gimpy coming up. Oh, napakan niya yung paa ng kanyang kakampi, si Javillonar. Even Javillonar is trying to jump it off.
Last thing you want to see here. 7 minutes remaining. Oh, and an offensive foul is called on Fran Yu. Not something you need, especially being down by 8 points at the moment. Tingnan natin dito yung depensa ni Culiar. Beats him to the spot. Medyo magaling umarte St. Benilde Blazers ngayon to na.
Tinuruan pa ni Prince?
Oo, mga influence ni Prince Carlos eh. Pero binibili, kaya nothing wrong with that.
Blazers still on top. Lim overshoots that one.
Great defense there para sa Letran Knights. Tingnan natin kung kanino pupunta itong Letran Knights, but we can be sure na magiging agresibo na dito si Fran Yu.
At eto na nga, umatake na si Fran Yu. We know the fourth quarter is Fran Yu time. Uh-oh! Yu and Davis. Fran Yu getting into the face of the much bigger Tane Davis.
Walang pinipili yan si Fran Yu.
Kahit tiga New Zealand yan.
Oo, kahit tiga sangka, kahit gaano kakalaki. Hindi ka aatrasan ni Fran Yu. Makikita natin dito. Mukhang in-intimidate lang naman ni Fran Yu yung kalaban. But, in all honesty, being the vet that he is trying to look for ways to start the fire para sa kanyang teammates. Kumbaga, contagious yung ganyang tapang. So, he knows what he's doing. Talking about Fran Yu, the vet that he is, he knows exactly what he is doing. He wants to fire up his teammates.
Yeah, honestly, it has been a messy, lackadaisical performance so far para sa Letran Knights. They had several opportunities to take the lead when the game was tied at 41. Free throws na lang, hindi pa naipasok. So, I mean, if they're gonna watch this, they feel it right now. The chance to snatch the lead was right there, pero hindi sila nakapag-take advantage.
Oo, tapos sa kabila, tatlong end-one opportunity dun. End-one play na na-convert din yung free throw. Isa pa dun, 4-point play galing kay AJ Benson. But still, with 7 minutes and 16 seconds remaining, no lead is safe when you're up against Letran. Alam na natin yan, year after year, they have proven that they never stop playing till that final buzzer. At kahit underdog sila, lalaban at lalaban itong team ni Coach Bonnie. And now they are down by 8 dito sa ating first game.
Fran Yu naghahanda para tumira ng free throws dito. They are staring at an 8-point deficit.
Pushing foul on number 22, Tane Davis.
Ayun, tinawagan ng pushing foul si Tane Davis.
Double technical foul on number 9, Marco Villamar, and number 22, Tane Davis for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Oh, so Pau Javillonar was called for the technical foul, not Fran Yu.
At nagulat nga si Pau eh.
Ha? Ako? Nagulat siya. Pero kung ako si Pau, kunin ko na yun. Kumbaga, sige, ako na, wag lang si Fran Yu. Kasi syempre, kailangan natin alagaan yung ating finals MVP.
High fouls on Tane Davis. Will Dawson coming in for Tane Davis.
Yun yung malaking nagawa ni Fran Yu doon. Now Davis will have to sit on the bench for the final 7 minutes of this game. All because of Fran Yu. Alam niya eh.
One of the most cerebral players that we have here, and he grabs his own miss. Itong si Fran Yu. Yu, titira mula sa labas. Ayan na po. Ayan na po, mga kaibigan. Fran Yu is starting to heat up.
If there's a Mr. Fourth Quarter in the NCAA, that should definitely be Fran Yu. And St. Benilde knows that. For sure, aabangan natin yan si Fran Yu dito sa ating pang-apat na kanto.
Gozum, step back does not work. Ang Bohot comes up with a board. Apat na lang ang lamang ng CSB. When you tell Renz Abandon to cut to the other side, you know who's in control of this team. It's this guy, Fran Yu. Missing though.
Isa lang ang King Knight, si Fran Yu. And here comes St. Benilde. Tingnan natin kung kanino sila pupunta. McCoy, malakas.
Yu, tumingin sa kanyang kanan. Si Abando, nasa kanyang kaliwa. Ayan na si Renz. Renz, separation, jumper. Wala. Avillanar comes up with the offensive rebound. Yu, walang mapuntahan. The big bodies of the Benildians. Malaking problema para sa mga Letranista. Walang foul na tinawag doon. Abando to Yu. Nobody home.
The physicality is on another level here in the NCAA. 2 points na lang ang kalamangan dito ng St. Benilde.
Magbabalik po ang NCAA Season 97 dito sa GTV.
Kaya na ng palaki ang ating NCAA family. Kaya naman sa puntong ito, kilalanin natin ang dalawa pang bagong courtside reporters na napili para sa Season 97 dito sa Chatbox. Kasama natin si Lance Santiago at Aya De Quiroz.
Hey!
Hi!
Hey! Gusto mo yung hi?
Hi!
Hey!
Taas ng energy.
Taas ng energy. Hello, Aya. Hello, Lance. Hi. And welcome to the NCAA family and GMA. Kamusta? Kamusta yung feelings natin? Let's go to Aya first kasi you are a returning courtside reporter sa NCAA. You spent the season here. If I'm not mistaken, that was season 94.
94.
94. So, how do you feel to be chosen again and to be back?
I'm extremely grateful that I'm back. I'm supposed to be a season or 2 seasons more knowledgeable, right? And it feels great to work with you again and with everybody else. So I'm very excited, but I know it's big shoes to fill, and I promise that I will be coming much more prepared this season.
Oh, it's a guarantee.
Grabe, may testimony.
It's an Aya guarantee. Okay. Okay.
Siyempre na si Gio Ambot, ang mindset nila coming to this season, lahat ng games mahalaga, lahat ng games ay crucial. Kaya naman crucial din talaga ang game nila today against Benilde. Kaya naman pinaalalahanan ni Coach Bonita ng kanyang mga players na mas paigtingin pa ang kanilang depensa and of course focus on their shooting and rebounds. At kung sino man ang manaig sa larong ito, kung anong chairman, kung syempre Arriba, syempre Letran o Animo Benilde, kaya ang magte-trending sa mga social media ay abangan natin yan maya-maya lamang. Excited na rin ba kayong malaman, Anton, Mikey?
It's going to be a wild finish for sure. And that was a wild defensive stand. Kita mo yung tatlo yung sumabay dito kay Benson sa kanyang atake.
Hindi mo lang na-off balance to si AJ Benson doon sa attacking yun. But yeah, it's been a game of runs here so far between St. Benilde and Letran. Ang question, sino ang magkakaroon ng mas malaking run at mas crucial na run dito sa last 5 minutes and 36 seconds?
Benson in his NCAA debut today, 13 points so far, 4 out of 9 from beyond the arc with 6 rebounds off the bench.
Balanced scoring so far for St. Benilde. Benson with 13, Lim with 10, Will Gozum, Naive, Carlos, tumutulong din.
Yu, medyo nagdalawang isip doon, pero na-recover ni Abando ang bola. Letran down by 3. Abando, 4 seconds on the shot clock, blocked by Gozum! What a defensive play by Will Gozum.
Great defense there para sa St. Benilde. They also knew napangubos na ang oras ni Renz doon. So alam na, pe-pressure na yan ni Will Gozum, and that athleticism of Renz Abando na negate by a much bigger Will Gozum.
Alam na rin kasi ni Goz yung laro nitong si Renz Abando. Nagkita ulit sila dito. sa NCAA as JC Collier, team captain, trying to give St. Benilde some separation here as we are approaching the final 5 minutes dito sa ating laro.
St. Benilde bench, medyo nag-react na naman dun sa tawag na yun.
Our Sanko coming in for Courtside.
Courtside will have to sit for a few minutes. Hindi, kaya mukhang lalabas muna siya. Mukhang may iniinda si Will Gozum.
Gozum so far, 8 points and 4 rebounds sa kanyang debut para sa CSB. Crucial possession para dito sa mga Letranista. Havillonar titira mula sa labas. Havillonar. What?
Paano niya natira yun?
What?
Nasa likod yung ring ah. I need to see that replay. Direct! Kailangan natin makita yun. Hindi ko alam paano niya naitira yun.
Akala ko magre-rebound lang itong si Renz eh.
Natira pa niya. He's the first.
Chance for us to go back and get an update kay Chantal Laude ng CSB.
Anton, Mikey, we have been seeing great defense from St. Benilde Blazers. Pero bukod sa magagandang depensa, as they are sustaining the lead, nakikita rin natin ang great scorers like Orlin and AJ Benson. With the last 5 minutes on the clock, the game is further intensifying. Kaya naman, let's focus on the lighter side. Alam niyo ba, kanina nakita ko si AJ Benson na mag-isang nag-e-ensayo to really condition himself for this game 1 this season. At nabahagi niya rin sa akin na mahilig siya manood ng anime. I'm wondering tuloy kung mahilig mo siya manood ng mga anime basketball, kaya maganda ang mga shoots niya for today. Harry, or how about you guys? What do you think?
Well, I think Benson was really excited for this debut. He was the first guy on the court eh.
Oh, really?
Oh, he was the first guy on the court putting shots up. Nung pinapanood ko yung highlights niya sa Las Vegas, puro saksak eh yung mga nakita ko eh. Kaya nakakagulat din na today more on outside shooting yung pinakita ni AJ.
See the versatility of AJ Benson as
Renz Abando. You know who he is. You know what he can do. He gives Letran back the lead.
you want to talk about versatility, Renz Abando outside, inside. He can give it to you any kind of way you want.
Pick your poison with this man, Renz Abando. Pero may sagot. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Access denied. Renz Abando. How did he recover?
Offense, defense, it doesn't matter. But look at this jumper para kay Renz Abando. Hindi mo na masasabayan yan once tumalon. Itong si Renz off the handoff, walang isip-isip. Pinakawalan at kumonekta. Itong si Renz Abando.
Hold that follow through, Renz Abando. Putting on a show. Lighting it up here in his debut sa NCAA.
Great defense again para sa Letran, forcing St. Benilde to an outside shot. Here comes Fantastic U.
Mr. Fantastic. Free throw shot does not work. Uh-oh.
Yun din ang kagandahan pag meron kang Paolo Havillonar. He may not always get the rebound, pero alam mo, nahanap siya ng paraan. Habulin yung mga rebound. Medyo late na yung naging box out doon ni Sanko. Kaya natawagan ng foul itong taga St. Benilde. Kumbaga laban lagi sa rebound din.
I think, Mikey, dito sa fourth quarter, nakikita natin kung saan nakakalamang ang Letran. They have guys who can close for their ball club. Ang tanong para sa CSB, who will be the man with the basketball in his hands with the game on the line?
And to be honest with you, Anton, we've talked about this even to prior seasons. Yun din ang hinahanap nila. Even when Justin Gutang was there, Yankee, Haruna, and all those guys, medyo wala pa sila talagang nakikilalang closer na pupuntahan nila. Like what you said, unlike Letran, alam mo na, Fran Renz Abando nandyan na, even Brent Paraiso, the experience na dala niyan. But we'll see. Can AJ Benson be that guy for St. Benilde na talagang hinahanap pa din ni Coach Charles?
Eh kung sapian siya ni Carlo Lastimosa,
yun
baka
mo kailangan. Carlo Lastimosa, Jonathan Gray.
They need that type of mentality. Benson has the basketball. Benson drives. Benson sweeping.
He's making us look good, bro.
Okay. Okay, AJ.
Hindi lang pala outside shooting ang kayang dalhin ni AJ Benson.
A little Las Vegas flair mula kay Benson. And CSB gets a stop.
Who will they go to? Will they go back to AJ?
Naive, wild shot. Avilinar comes up with a board.
Those are types of possessions na ayaw mong makita kung si Coach Charles ka.
Mina, give and go. Oh, everything but the shot para dito. And that's kind of been the story para sa Letran. Start of the game, they were missing wide open threes. That time, Mina di naka-convert on the give and go play. Sanko, floater, wala pa rin. Bola, napunta dito kay Abando. Abando, tumatakbo. Abando, lilipad, titira. At makakapunto si Avilinar.
Gotta the energy of Paulo Avilinar giving his team the lead. 62-61. Konti na lang, last 2 minutes na tayo.
Balik ang lamang sa Letran. Supalpal na naman ni Abando.
3 blocks for Renz Abando. Kung merong game changer sa larong ito, that would be Renz coming off the bench for Letran.
Avilinar. Wild shot na depensa ng 6'9" na sila Palam. Benson, sasagot ba? Oh, Benson faking and driving and drawing a foul.
A minute 38 remaining. Look at this drive by Renz Abando and Paulo Avilinar. Like what we said, every single time he will try to get that rebound. Flex on him, young man. Flex on him.
Grabe yung effort nitong si Paulo Avilinar. At this point, it's who wants it more? And Avilinar crashing the board sa pagkakataon na yon.
I gotta admit, Anton, I didn't expect a close game like this. And this is me saying sorry to the St. Benilde team na talagang napakita nila they can hang with the heavy favorites, Letran Knights.
Oh, missing on both free throws was Benson. Gets the ball back, Benson. Naive, Cuellar, the captain, overshoots that one. The chances were there for the Blazers.
Two misses for AJ Benson. Sayang yun. Tingnan natin kung kanino pupunta ang Letran. And alam na natin yan, Mr. Fourth Quarter with the pick and roll.
Franyu kicks it out. Mina for 3 mula sa kanto. Masyadong malakas. Sanggalan! Tama yung scouting report, Mikey.
Sanggalan. I mean, Letran is known for Pinoy big men who can hang with the foreign athletes. Paano pa ngayon na walang foreign athlete?
Biggest lead of the contest now for the Knights. Renz Abando, what a debut. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 blocks. Renz Abando. Early favorite for Rookie of the Year. I know the game's not over and it's just the first game, but I'm willing to throw his name in the hat.
Honestly, Anton, even before the game started, even before the season started, alam na natin na siya ang front runner eh. But here, he has proven it. We all know this. Players come in na may hype. Yes, nandun yung hype, but you still gotta show it on the floor. And Renz Abando has exceeded expectations. 19 big points in his first game here in the NCAA.
And he came off the bench.
Came off the bench. Parang walang adjustment period eh.
Is it the hair?
No, pareho sila ni Brent Paraiso.
New look. Same athleticism. And killer mentality para kay Renz Abando.
And he's bringing finals experience to Letran. So may dala din siya talagang experience dito sa Letran. Obviously, kaka-champion lang. So, Renz wants to win a chip. So, this is the right team for him.
Parang hindi nawala si Balanza eh.
Totoo. Parang yan din eh.
Mas athletic nga lang to. Ito si Abando. Pero si Balanza, walang kinatatakutan yon. Oh, wild pass. Gozum. Oh, a sorry miss for the Blazers.
This may be the icing on the cake if they can find the bucket here. No Fran Yu. No Fran Yu right now on the floor. So who will they go to? Brent Paraiso.
This is a surprise tactic by Coach Bonitan. No point guard on the floor. Abando, just give him the basketball. Just give him the basketball. Ball is loose.
Bro, the big guys, the big men of Letran taking control of that paint. At saka maganda sa kanila, collective effort. There's no one big man who is currently standing out. Yung collectively silang lahat talaga nagtutulungan sa ilalim.
Larry Muyang was 6'6" and about 240, maybe even more pounds. Mark Sangalang is definitely not as big as Muyang, obviously, but he has grabbed 13 boards today, Mikey.
Mark Louis Sangalang. Not related to Ian Sangalang, but he is making a name for himself here in this game, and he will continue to do that here in season 97. Imagine mo, walang foreign athlete. Yung mga Pinoy big men talaga will make the difference here in the NCAA.
This is the first year na wala po tayong foreign student athlete. And that's why we are seeing now yung mga Sangalang, yung mga Havillonar making their presence felt, flexing their muscles and dominating in the paint. Coach Bonitan looking to make Letran go back-to-back this season.
They lost a lot of talent. Jeric Balanza at Ular, Larry Muyang, Bonbon Batilir, and Christian Balagasay. Pero yung mga key additions naman nila rin sa Bando, Brent Paraiso, wala pa dyan. Itong si Mark Louis Sangalang. Pau Havillonar din, talaga nagpapakita dyan sa ilalim. I'm sure yung mga dating big men ng NCAA, na mga Pinoy big men, parang sana nakalaro din ako na walang, walang Adyogo. Diba? Si Muyang ang kalaban, si Donald. Si Donald Tanco eh. Dati, Adyogo, Ekwe, Sudan, the late Sudan Daniel. Dati may mga Bright Akweti pa, di ba?
Prince Eze.
Prince Eze. Allwell Oraime. Ngayon, nagpapakitang gilas yung mga big men dito sa NCAA.
At mga kapuso, mamaya 7:05 p.m. abangan po ninyo SBU Red Lions versus the LPU Pirates. Ready na sina John Barba at Mac Guadagna ng Pirates to go up against James Quecote and the rest of the Red Lions. Benson and the St. Benilde Blazers firing blanks dito sa dulo ng ating laro.
This is what you call championship experience, championship composure. There were times during the game that they were struggling. They couldn't find a bucket. They couldn't buy a bucket. Talagang nagtulong-tulong sila as Franyu looks over to our side. Kumindat pa. Yan ang kagandahan ng isang Franyu. Hindi ba? Kita mo naman. 10 points siya. Doon pa natapos. He was 0 of 62 in the first half. Pero dito sa second half, nagpakitang gilas. Kaya lang, sa struggle pa sa free throw line, ito si Franyu.
Do you think the 6 turnovers will bother Franyu after this game?
Sa yabang yan, hindi. Wala. Nothing can phase Franyu. That's what you need in a leader. You need someone who has a short-term memory na talaga makakalimutan yung mga ganong mali.
Jason Collier, wild shot, but could be too little too late, Mikey.
And as great as Letran has performed, especially in the second half, you have to commend itong St. Benilde Blazers. Mukhang talagang Final Four contending team itong St. Benilde after what they showed us here today.
Again, we want to stress, mga kapuso, and the NCAA fans who are watching once again, bago po ang ating format today as we take a look at Franyu. Don't be deceived by these numbers. Don't be deceived. Because umangat yung laro ni Fran in the playoffs and in the finals. He will definitely put up better numbers this season.
Oh yeah, almost just just 10 points a game, 4.6 assists, 3.7 rebounds. Pero dapat nilagay dyan yung minutes per game because like what you said, it's deceiving. Dun sa buong elimination round last season, hindi masyadong naglaro itong si Franyu. But when it mattered the most, in that step ladder, paakyat para magkaroon ka ng ticket makalaban ng San Beda, siya ang nagpakitang gilas. Pagpasok ng finals, going up against an undefeated San Beda Red Lions, kumamada itong si Franyu at kinuha ang kampyonato papunta ng Letran.
Biro mo, naka 8 rebounds pa today itong si Franyu. 8 rebounds and 11 points. So yung 9 points ni Fran dito sa second half.
Second half, 9 points in the second half.
Like you said, it's like a switch. Like flipping a switch para kay Mr. Fantastic, Franyu.
He's not the kind of guy who will put up like big numbers. He's seldom gonna reach 20, 25. He's not looking for those stats. But what he wants is to come out with a victory every game they play.
Let's talk about Renz Abando's debut though. He's a transferee from UST. Now, during his debut there in his previous school, his stats 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Today, in his debut for Letran in the NCAA, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 blocked shots.
And he is the front runner for Rookie of the Year as of now here in the NCAA. I mean, he has the whole package, man. He can score, he can defend. He uses that athleticism on both ends of the floor, and that is something I'm sure Coach Bonitan will rely on this whole season if they want to go back-to-back. And like what I said earlier, natalo sa finals to, itong si Renz Abando. Ngayon, this is his chance to get a chip here in college.
And a long way to go kasi ito yung second year niya in the collegiate level. Benson. And that will do it. Franyu raising up his arms in victory as the Letran Knights of Coach Bonitan overcome a huge deficit that they were staring upon against the team of Coach Charles Dew.
Comeback victory here para sa Letran Knights. Down by as much as 12 points to a feisty, aggressive St. Benilde Blazers. But this guy right here led the way for Letran. 19, 8, 3, and 4. Yes, he is a rookie, but no, he is not new to the spotlight. And here he gets his first win in the NCAA.
I'm excited. I know it's early, pero baka maging Papa Bear pa yan. Rookie of the year.
May chance, brother. May chance.
Final score, 67 for the Letran Knights, 63 for the CSB Blazers. Again, later on, we have San Beda University versus LPU at 7:05 p.m. For Chantal Laude, Ann Gabriel, and Mikey Reyes, my name is Anton Ross. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood dito sa bagong tahanan ng NCAA, ang GMA. This is the 97th season of the National Collegiate Athletic Association. Stronger together, buo ang puso.